what's the next big thing you see in photography is how many shoes you have?
I have more than
Top 3 skills. The great legendary photographers which as of now they have. What will be those top 3 characteristics or skills they have? Are you a sneakerhead?
Yes, yeah, I love sneak.
2 things from a person who wants to do something in photography. What they should do, like the first time. What they should do, like they want to do something in photography.
Yeah. You don't really need gadgets, any specific gadgets to do photography. You can do with anything you have. I just went and asked them. I literally went and asked them, can I do photos for you? Like I got rejected like 100 different.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Intellectual Talk, guys. I just had a very interesting conversation with my friend Dharshan. He works full-time in marketing. He's a sneakerhead. He's a professional photographer. I hope you like this conversation and you learn something from this episode. Hope you enjoy the podcast, and let's just dive in the episode. Thank you. Hello. So first we'll start with a basic.
Okay.
पहले तो first of all, I welcome to the
Thank you.
this new
Setup,
new सब कुछ हम लोग we are doing from the scratch, and welcome to the intellectual show.
Okay.
और thank you so much for coming first of all.
Thank you.
And कैसे हो first of all भाई? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. आप कैसे हो?
भाई एकदम बढ़िया.
Yes.
So we'll talk specific about photography or in general about you.
Yeah.
So let's see, like, okay, how do I know you? First of all, मैं ये बताता हूँ. I know you from कितना 2.5 years जब से मैं यहाँ आया हूँ. From the because you're friends of friends ऐसा, and we used to live in the same house.
Yes.
Before.
Yeah. I think we know each other from before that. We've known each other for actually more than almost 4 or 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. But we phone पे बात करते थे, message पे text. So that was fun actually.
Long distance friendship.
Long distance friendship. हाँ, तो वो रहता है, तो वो but it is, 4 or 5 years is good.
Yeah.
तो let's पहला कि basic introduction about yourself for the viewers who just started watching the video.
Okay. My name is Dharshan. मैं इधर almost like 6 years पहले आया था. To do masters in digital media, which was primarily focused in marketing.
Yeah.
Because मेरे को social media and marketing, I really like that field, so that's why I came here. And I finished my degree in 2020. During COVID. And since then I've been working as a marketing specialist and marketing coordinator. At the moment, I work in the flooring industry, retail industry. So and in my bachelor's, I'm from India originally, and in my bachelor's, I did visual communication, which is like photography, filmmaking, all of that. So, मेरे को originally cinematographer बनना था. I wanted to be a cinematographer. That was like something I really was interested and passionate about. And as a Viscom student, like we used to be involved in a lot of short films, like जहाँ पे भी film का set लगाते हैं ना, we used to get passes to go and watch it. Not everything, but like small scale films, not like a big film like Rajnikant's movie or something. Like small scale films, new actors or something. They'll call us like, if it depends on the college you study in as well. I went to a really good one. So they had very good industry. I went to Hindustan University.
It's in Chennai?
It's in Chennai.
Okay.
So they had really good industry connections. So they will give us like passes or something to just go, because it's practical learning, right? You get to see how it works and everything. So I really wanted to be someone's assistant. So that's how you become a cinematographer. So they'll have like, depends, like 4 or 5 assistants. So you start as the 5th assistant. So you go one by one. If you're the first assistant, you're like the right hand man of that director. The same with directors as well. So they'll have like 6 or 7 assistant directors. It's like a team, so they work on the scripts and everything. And then the first assistant director is the one who's like very close to the director. He's like in constant, like, of course the director meets everyone and the cameraman as well, they meet everyone, but yeah, so that's just how you progress. So मेरे को वो करना था, and then out of nowhere, one of my friends, she offered me a job in marketing. In India, when I was still studying.
Okay.
She said like she's quitting her job, and it was in a restaurant.
Okay.
So I had to do social media content for them every day, basically.
Which year was it?
This was 2017.
Okay.
This was 2017 or 2016 December that time. So मेरे को तो I had no idea about what social media was at that time because I had not studied or anything. I don't know what is marketing. I don't know anything. So she said, "You'll be a good fit. Just come because you enjoy, doing photography and stuff. That's what you need to do." So that's what I originally went for. But then I really fell in love with the, what do you call it?
Style.
Yeah, like the things about marketing and how it is, like the ins and outs of marketing, basically. You can say, So that's just how it started, and then.
You pursued masters.
Yes, I decided to pursue masters in the same field. I gave up on my hopes of becoming a cinematographer, which was like anyway never gonna happen.
What's the basic difference between cinematographer and the cameraman or the photographer? Like in terms of like doing a video.
Okay, cinematographer and cameraman are the same people.
Same people.
They just call them, cinematographer is the official term. Cameraman is like just a casual way of saying it. Photographer is just a photographer. Every movie set has a cameraman, which is a cinematographer, and a still photographer.
Okay.
Because they take the behind the scenes film shots and everything. So they always have like a stills photographer.
Basically, a videographer can be called a cinematographer.
Yes, like videographer is like operating on a small scale. And then of course, they will have the skills and talent to, of course, become a cinematographer. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you also studied in Germany.
Yes. So when I was in school, it was a exchange program. So what happens is like you go to Germany, or like you can have an exchange program with any country. Australia also does it a lot, and in India also.
How old were you when you went to that?
I was like almost 13, 14.
14 years. You went alone or with your friends or something?
No, like I went with a group originally, from my school. Because it was the school partnered with another school in Germany, so you can enroll to be part of it. So my parents encouraged me to do it, and I got to go there and study there and learn their ways and everything. It was a very good experience. That is also one of the things that was like a what would you say, like. It was like a start of like as in like that is where I realized I wanted to be abroad. I wanted to go abroad and study. I just felt like not just going abroad, I just wanted to go away from home. It didn't matter where.
So you went abroad for 2 years, right?
Yeah, like I went there, and then I because they have like 13 years of education or something, so it was all like it was a big a cultural shock in a lot of ways.
What are the top major differences do you see? Because you studied in India, Australia, and Germany as well.
Yeah.
Major differences in studying or cultural wise,
Culture wise, because like the school I went to, they taught us in English. However long we stayed, we were taught in mostly English, and we did know the basic German and everything. So we could communicate with the local people or talk to them and all, have a conversation and everything. Yes. The biggest thing was, see, in India, in all the schools, I'm not very familiar about how it is in the north, but at least in the south, you're taught everything in English. Okay, you're not really given so much importance to your mother tongue, whatever that may be, because India is a big country. It's got many languages. Germany, everything is taught in German. They study literally everything in German.
Why is that? Like, what do you think?
That's just their mother tongue, right? So that's their medium of instruction. They do know English. They can learn English, but even if you see in Australia, right, it's English is their language. They study in English. That's just how it is. If you go to Russia as well, it's all in Russian. You need to know Russian to survive in Russia or whichever country that is. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like India is the only country where we are taught in English. Yes, it's good to learn English. It's good to know another language. It is very important to learn more than one language, in my opinion. But it's like imposed. जितना हिंदी हम लाइक साउथ में जितना हिंदी इम्पोज करते हैं ना, लाइक दे लिटरली इम्पोज हिंदी ऑन अस. Like I knew Hindi more than I knew my mother tongue, which is actually a shame.
Yeah, obviously.
Right? Like because you know your mother tongue more than any other language. If you don't know another language, you can learn it. But if you don't know your mother tongue, that's not very good. So that's just how the education system was back then. I'm pretty sure it's changed now, but I'm not very familiar with it. But back in the day, that's how it was. So
in
that
terms
was
of, in terms of what do you think? Like for example, you have 3 options.
Yeah.
Studying in Australia, Germany, India. What would be your like a go-to? Like okay, this is the Germany is better than Australia, or which is your go-to option? Okay, in these 3 options, this is comparatively better. In terms of education, physical activity, or outreach, what do you call that? जो और activities होती हैं, flexibility I would say.
Yeah, I personally like Germany because I can't speak much about Australia because मैं Australia में school नहीं गया था. University is an entirely different experience because university you're learning like on a professional level, you're like having lectures and stuff. Schools it's different, right? Like it's like the basis of who you become, like the basic like. It's like the foundation of that person. So I felt like in Germany it was more practical education. We were taught how to build a bee house to like that was one of our classes. Like हमको bee का लेना like shelter बनाना था. That was our classes. That was our class. And once you finish with your lunch or something, we have to clean the whole area. All the students have to. There is no what do you call it?
Help or helping or like it's like not in India. Like okay,
it's not like that because we are taught so much to respect our elders and stuff in India, but we are not taught to clean up after ourselves.
True.
Like respecting our older people is yes important, but like picking up after ourselves, like that's like the basic thing, right? We don't really have that. So when we come here or something, we tend to follow so many rules and we think it's rules, but it's good behavior actually. But when we go back, you just spit on the street or whatever. So like those were all good values that we were taught.
In terms of cost wise, which is better?
Germany has free education.
Free education?
Yes, Germany has free education. So public schools are all free. I went to a public school. Private schools, of course, there will be a fees. I'm not sure how much, but I went to a public school, so it was free.
So you went there, अपना tickets का you just paid and everything?
We had to pay and
और वहाँ रहने का living cost?
No, like I lived with a partner family.
अच्छा.
So they hosted me the entire time I was there. And they also came to India, but they only came for like, they came for like a month and a half or something. So yeah, but for them it was more like a cultural experience. For us it was a much more bigger experience for us. So it was a good thing. So that actually made me, kind of.
एक question मेरा इसमें है. See, what you have done is not done or not achieved, I would say, or been through different countries. Germany, India, you born and brought up. Then Germany, then Australia. You've almost 3 countries. And generally, people also want to explore that different aspect of life, basically different cultures. क्या वो it will directly indirectly help your personality, or is it a big factor to have that अच्छा वाला personality, being in different countries, meeting different people? Does it really helps, or it's just in our head?
No, like being in a different country and meeting different people, it's really a good experience. But there's nothing.
Does it give you the confidence to do anything?
Yes. But coming from but it depends on an individual. But it's still a good experience for everyone. But people who come from our country as well are much more talented without traveling as well. So it's not a necessary thing. It is just an added experience. It's like traveling. Traveling really helps you reset. It's like you get to learn more new cultures because I like all that. So if you're not someone who's interested in it, maybe you might not find it interesting or valuable, but it depends on the person again. So
see, from that perspective, right, हमने जो ऐसे सुना भी है, right, जो parents बोलते हैं कि go explore, like meet new people, like से बात करने का एक experience आता है, right? Also उनके experience से you got to learn, okay, दुनिया में ये भी चल रहा है. This is also happening. People are facing so many difficulties. Also, they are coming from a different culture, different thing. You got to know, ऐसा भी होता है क्या? That's really good. So that maybe somehow gives you the confidence, or I don't know उसको कैसे मैं put करूँ, but actually what you are saying is
Yeah.
correct कि
Yeah.
it's not a necessary thing, but
Yeah.
if
It is a good experience.
good experience.
But उसके बिना भी हम रह सकते हैं.
it's not like कि भाई इंडिया में कोई अगर है या फिर
हाँ.
किसी कंट्री में अगर वो गया नहीं है तो अरे you can't learn.
ना एक बंदे को किसी भी मन ही नहीं लग रहा है, like he's like completely hopeless for himself and he knows that. उसको बाहर भेज के like he's not going to change. So that is not like, it's just a
just like
yeah.
me, just like me, like who I don't like to ऐसा do more physical activities.
Yes.
So I recently got the bicycle and I was just stayed there for almost 6 months. Or,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like even though I have a bicycle, but I don't like to. Or I would say I'm not able to do physical or do the
Yeah.
cycling.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So it's like that only. That's nice. Okay, so Abhi, so what's happening in your life? Like, what are you more passionate? I think I know you are passionate about F1, and
Yeah.
you are a pro. I don't know what do you call it? Sneakerheads.
Sneakerhead, yes.
Are you a sneakerhead?
Yes, yeah, I love sneakers.
अगर हम लोग guys कैमरा पे दिखा पाते तो I don't know what you.
No, I'm not wearing anything fancy today. It's
This
just
is-
normal Air Force One.
How many shoes you have?
I have more than 45 shoes.
45 shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. So,
Yeah.
is there a number like you should call be a sneakerhead after you reach that number, or is it a?
I don't think there is any number like that, but yeah, like if you're buying shoes like I am buying and not even wearing them as much as I would like to, yeah, maybe you can call yourself a sneakerhead. Because like I used to live with a few friends before, but now I live with different people. So तब ना हम 4 लोग रहते थे. So 2 girls and 2 guys. So उसमें एक मेरा friend है पारुल. तो वो ना मेरे को बहुत बार बोलती थी, तू इतना जूते लेके आता है ना, उससे ही मारूंगी.
Something okay.
Yeah.
ये physical violence होने के लिए एक option आपको मिल जाता है if you have
Yeah.
so many shoes. But यार sneaking, I don't know the terminology. Sneakerheads.
Yeah.
Sneakerheads का it started like from last 5 years or ऐसा कि it was there before
No,
also?
it's been there since my dad was my age, or our parents were our age, like 27, 25, like tab se hai, because it all started with Michael Jordan, because I buy a lot of Jordans.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan, like everybody loves basketball. Who doesn't love basketball?
Yeah.
And who doesn't love NBA? And it's like our opportunity to touch that. Right, like that kind of like
okay.
because Michael Jordan wore that shoe, वो हम भी पहन सकते हैं, वो जो cool feeling आता है ना,
feeling, yeah.
so that is kind of what like, and it's always been there because obviously my dad never had sneakers or whatever, but obviously he followed basketball. He used to love all of that
But okay,
and stuff.
this
Yeah,
is a very very typical question.
yeah,
कि being a sneakerhead or something, things which are materialistic.
yeah.
Why human beings does that? Like buying a expensive car, expensive
Yeah, I ask you why people are materialistic.
In a way, like what does that thing give them the happiness? Like what is it?
I don't think
What-
it does. Like for
What
me,
is it? Like
it's just,
why you buy expensive
okay.
shoes?
It's not expensive. First of all,
Okay.
The reason why I'll tell you, because I see it as also like a business.
Investments.
Yeah, investment. Because I buy them all for retail price. So
Okay.
there's 2 kinds of ways you can buy them.
Oh.
One is retail, and which is another one is resell. Okay. So retail price is $250, which is 15,000 Indian rupees. Okay, for our Indian viewers.
Yeah.
So when you buy that, it's very limited. At least it used to be. Now I'll get into that as we move on, but as we go along. But yeah, like it's only 15,000 rupees. So you buy it at retail. If it's a rare one, you can resell it for 20,000 or 30,000.
Oh, really?
People are actually willing to pay that much for it. So I always buy them in 2s, and then I sell the one for double the price. So I made the actual
difference.
plus profit.
Yeah.
So I don't see them as expensive or waste of money or whatever, because I've actually not lost any money in it.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, I've never paid for any of my shoes. I have paid for a few actually. I won't say I haven't paid for anything. Yeah, I have paid a lot of money for like 3 or 4 shoes because I really wanted them, and I could have waited a little bit more to get them on retail, but मैंने double triple price भी दिया हुआ
Where
है.
did you buy it from these?
In Australia you can buy it on marketplace, or if you're buying retail there are a few Nike stores who do drops, उसको कहते हैं.
Okay.
उस एक दिन पहले उसको जाके लाइन पे खड़े होना चाहिए, like पूरा रात.
Just like iPhone or as a
Yeah, kind of like an iPhone, because it's like a culture, it's like a sneaker culture बोलते हैं.
I've seen
It's very fun, it's very nice. You meet a lot of people, you ask them, because you see all kinds of people. I've seen a 60-year-old man as well lining up for a shoe. Yeah, because he's passionate about it, and he had better style than I could ever hope to have. So yeah, it's just a thing, like everybody loves shoes, or everybody loves that kind of thing, because it's just different, right? Like yeah, some people might not like it. Yes, that's true as well. But
what are the most expensive shoe like people bought it? Like, I don't know the in the range. How much is it, like in terms of sneakerheads? 10,000,
that's like
20,000?
20,000.
AUD.
There's more than that as well. Yeah, I've seen.
And people bought it.
Yeah.
Obviously they buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's a big market, and Australia and all the Western countries, they have a huge market for collectibles, not just sneakers. So like signed jerseys, because sports is very big here. Like in India, yes, sports, cricket is the only thing which is huge. Cricket is like our religion. Yes, that is no doubt about that. But हमारे देश में ना like इतना football नहीं है. Football है. It's not there, but it's not as big as like the what do you call it, Manchester United. So everybody loves Ronaldo. Everybody, like of course we all love Sunil Chetri as well, but everybody loves Ronaldo. Everybody wants to have a Ronaldo jersey. Everybody, like I used to wear a Van Persie का jersey. Like for so many years, वो ना uniform जैसा पहन के घूमता था मैं. So
I not recently, last year when I went to India, and I've never been to any South states before. So I went to I don't know if Kerala is in the South state.
Yes, it is.
Kerala is, right? So I went to Kerala, and I then got to know about what you are saying actually is that people are crazy about football.
Yeah.
Like they are diehard fans of Messi or all the Ronaldo, and there are clubs. Like I don't know कि अरे इतना fan following. I thought like just like cricket is everywhere, but when I went to some local places, they were proper ऐसा कि big banners लगे हुए हैं of football clubs and all those things. And then I got to know, okay, like it's not like it's just cricket everywhere. People are following football.
And it's like more popular these days, I guess, because when we both were in school or college, because we're only apart 1 year, you're only a year older to me, but जब हम स्कूल में थे ना, क्रिकेट ही पॉपुलर था. स्कूल में फुटबॉल खेलते थे, बट फुटबॉल का कहाँ लीग मैच ऐसा, like we didn't really do that much. But now it's so much more popular. Swimming, बहुत सारे sports ना, like swimming था कब से था, but it's just all the sports that were considered very Western thing also
they are now
they are getting more popular in India, because Indian sports के अलावा हॉकी, क्रिकेट, उसका कबड्डी, उसके अलावा ज्यादा अवेयरनेस नहीं था, और it was all like far fetched bro. It's like वो बहुत पैसे लगेगा उसमें, ऐसा था. Now it's becoming more affordable and like normal.
Maximum 4 to 5 games.
Yes.
वही we used to play, उनका ये career है, but now other sports are coming in picture in which you can make your career in also, like swimming, badminton, all those things. Which is actually a very good thing. So like in Australia, as I was saying, there is a huge market for collectible stuff. So signed cards of Formula 1 drivers, collectible items like Hot Wheels cars, because I have a huge Hot Wheels car collection as well. I have like more than like 150, 200 tiny cars. Of Hot Wheels?
Yes, I have Hot Wheels.
Is it also you do an investment thing, or is it?
Yeah, like those ones as well. I bought them in twos and sold them. And during COVID, and they're only like $2 or $3 a piece. So I used to sell them for like $10, $5 on eBay and everything. So like COVID के time में ना बहुत वेला था. Like I was lucky enough to have a job, and lockdown था, so spend करने के लिए कोई जगह ही नहीं था. You can only go to Coles and Woolworths. So उधर ही मिलता था. So इतना उसको खरीदा ना. I still have all of them. I don't have like a proper, what do you call it, display of it.
But still.
But of course I do have it. Yeah, that's also very popular in Australia.
So I think and ये sneaker heads वाला और ये Hot Wheels of getting those tiny cars. When did you start doing it? Because is it like you started because okay, I'm doing an investment, or is it just like okay, I like it, but it's also part of investment?
Nah, 2021 is when I started it, because uske pehle to shoes to bahut leta tha,
But
not like Jordans or anything. I just used to get like clearance ones or Nike or whatever from DFO and all that, because मेरे को तो different जूते पहनने अच्छे लगते थे. Because see, growing up, I grew up in a very normal household. My parents are not like super rich or whatever, so they gave me a very good life with what they had, which I'm grateful for. But वो जो बचपन का शौक होता है ना, मेरे को ऐसा ड्रेस करना, वो सब like when you're making your own money, it just feels better. So I used to just splurge, like जितना कमाता था उसको पूरा उड़ा देता था. But anyway, like I used to, that's how it started. Like that's what I was doing.
Is it also the reason why you fall in or started the photography, because it was your like a dream you want to be like from your childhood? Is it also why you started in?
Not really. My dad used to be a really good photographer. He still is.
Oh,
He's
really?
a really good photographer, but only for family, like family को photo. Because हम ना हर साल family के साथ trip पे जाते थे, north, south, हर जगह जाते थे. So my dad's like the photographer. At the end of the trip, he would used to make like a film out of it.
And this is, we are talking 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, like what?
20.
Yeah, 10, 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah, more than 15 years ago.
He was an influencer back then
Yeah,
also, right?
he used to make videos just to share it. Like he used to put a CD in it. उस टाइम का जो भी पॉपुलर फिल्म का गाना था वो डालते थे.
एडिटिंग भी करते थे.
हाँ, like वो Windows VLC मीडिया प्लेयर, like तब तो नहीं था. So we only had Windows Media Player and Windows Movie Maker करके एक सॉफ्टवेयर होता था. So उसमें he used to make it.
That's why you also like the photography.
Yes, yeah. So उससे like I used to like I used to get being really interested. मेरे को कैमरा पकड़ना है, like no camera is like very expensive, need ऐसे वैसे. So that's where it started. Like my dad used to take photos and everything of like family trip का तो हम सबके पास photo तो होगा, all the embarrassing photos and everything. So so that's how it started. And when my dad bought me my camera as well when I was in 12th standard. He bought me my camera. It was a third or fourth hand camera. It was a Canon 30D, which is, I still have it. It doesn't work, but I still have it. But yeah, like that's how I started. And I used to be a shit photographer. I didn't even know. I didn't even know what I was interested in. मैं तो कुछ भी लेता था, grass, पौधे, पेड़, सब कुछ.
I think back then, I don't know about, because I'm not as a professional. You are an expert in photography, or you are a professional photographer. But back then, एक typical photographers वो होते थे कि I don't know कि वही कीड़े का फोटो लिया, or I don't know.
Yeah, when an ant is or bug is going on a plant, उसको zoom करके फोटो लेना. Yeah.
I don't know.
मेरे पास वैसे photos भी है, अभी भी है.
People still do the same thing. I don't know.
People still do. Yes, people do it with iPhones these days. Yeah.
Okay, so in photography, like because we are talking about specifically about photography, is it something you can learn?
Yeah.
Or is it something you inherently or naturally comes? Because I know any skill can be learned, but for example, a person who's watching this video, a 15-year guy or girl, and he or she thinks, okay, I want to do something in photography. So is it something they can learn?
Yes.
With the time? And is it something? No, it's you should have a an inherent skill of photography in general.
You can definitely learn. Like you said, anything can be learned. You can do a crash course for like 12 weeks, 6 months, whatever it is.
There are courses available.
Yeah, 3 months, 6 months. Yeah, there are many courses available, and you don't even have to go pay to do it. You can even learn it online. आजकल के ज़माने में तो you can learn anything from ChatGPT or any of the AI softwares that are out there. So there are heaps of options, but it comes down to how creative or how interested you are in. Because you are an IT person, do you develop and code and all that?
Yeah.
So you can teach me how to do Java, Python, everything.
Yeah.
But how creative do I get with it is where it really matters.
Okay.
तो अगर आप app developer हो, आप मेरे को सिखा सकते हो कि दर्शन, this is how you develop an app, because it's probably a step-by-step process. But what kind of an app do I create with it? How good do I make the UX, UI, everything? That is where it really matters. Like that's where I stand out, right? And that's where I can get really creative with it.
Two things from a person who wants to do something in photography, what they should do, like the first step, what they should do. Like they want to do something in photography.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first thing is they want to have gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing is what, and what kind of gadgets a person, like obviously they don't have so much to spend on. So what they should do, like learn photography is one thing.
Yeah.
Online courses, YouTube.
Yeah.
What's next?
You don't really need gadgets, any specific gadgets to do photography. You can do it with anything you have. Like obviously you need a phone at least for sure.
Yeah.
Or an old camera or something. Just pick up the camera, phone and shoot. That's it. Because I honestly don't remember the name. I've seen this girl, like she's a really young girl on Instagram.
Okay.
उसके पास ना Oppo का एक phone है. Oppo या Vivo, I'm not sure. उसमें ना इतना creative videos and stuff she makes, like perspective videos, or like creates like a paper hut जैसा उसमें family जैसा she creates out of craft. She takes a picture of it, and it looks like a actual family or whatever. Like I know it's not a real family, but that's how it looks. So you don't like this whole what do you call it? Can I say, is Moh Maya the right word? I'm not very good at Hindi. It's like this whole notion that you need like such an expensive gear or something, because when I was
that's what people do, right? Like for example, a 19 years boy or girl, like they wanted to do or something, and being parents supportive, that thing, they say okay 1 lakh ka camera le lo, okay, well, expensive camera le lete hain. And then obviously when you start something with just a passion, like small passion, you don't know if it's a real passion or just a temporary thing.
Yeah.
People spend so much on gadgets or I don't know what things are there.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, like you don't you don't really need expensive gadgets, and I was one of those kids who used to pressure the parents to buy expensive stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not very proud of it, but you don't really need it. And see, at that age you really don't realize it. So जितना भी like वो बोलते हैं ना like parents used to say ना like अब तेरे को नहीं पता चलेगा, बाद में पता चलेगा, तब तू हमारा वो उसका होगा. Like it's like it's like that. Like you don't really realize it at that age. You are like having like that young this thing. It's not like they're old, but still like oh मेरे को अभी चाहिए, उससे ही काम होगा. अगर वो लूँगा तो I'll just become like Stephen McCurry or whatever. Like so it's not really necessary. You basically, can just do with anything you have.
Basically just start.
Yes.
Just
like
start,
you need
whatever.
to start. Yeah. Because even you, like when you first started this podcast, I know how you started it.
Yeah.
Because you were really interested and तुमको कुछ करना था.
Yeah.
तुमने phone, GoPro, उसके साथ you started.
And by the way guys, if you guys know, we are recording this podcast हमारे गेस्ट के कैमरा से ही हम रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं गाइस. तो जस्ट तो बहुत ही जुगाड़ से हम रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं. तो yeah, agree.
No, like so like, and he's still like I've seen his first episode, and he's gonna have more episodes coming as well. But in the first episode, what he had and where he shot it, and I know everything because I know him personally.
Yeah.
So and the setting we are sitting in today, like you didn't like spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever. No. So it's just about being passionate about what you want to do, like the things and everything. You'll find a way. Yeah, everything finds a way. Yeah.
So for a 19-year-old boy or girl, if they wanna, okay, let me take the question from different angle as well. Can photography being a good career in India or in Australia as well? Because you being a professional photographer, is it a good career path?
Yes, it is. It's very good actually, and it's like a lot of money you can make, but it's also not about the money as well. Money is important. Money is very important. Anybody who tells you like अरे पैसे like वैसे नहीं है, passion से सब कुछ, passion ना आपको खाना नहीं देता है. Passion doesn't put food on your plate. So money is important as well. So you need to consider that. If you're broke as hell, you cannot go and invest like 10 or 20,000 or even $100 on a camera. You should save that up, find a job and do photography on the weekends or something with your whatever you have. So yes, it is a good career. There is a lot of opportunity, but there is a lot of competition as well. Again, it all comes down to how creative you are and how unique you are in what you do. Because anybody can do photography. It's not a hard job, and it is a job where everybody thinks like, अरे आप आ रहे हो like 2-3 फोटो खींच रहे हो, आपको मैं $500 क्यों दूं?
Actually, I was about to come to that point.
Yes, it is something like that.
See, 5 years, because now with the advanced cameras and iPhone or in all the things, before it was like, okay, 10 years ago, there's a photographer is coming. Okay, he's gonna take the photos, editing, sab kuch kiya. But now with the AI and all those things, people think, okay, photography, why I'm gonna give you $500 just for 2 hours or 1 hour, whatever.
1 hour, yeah.
But that's actually like photography is a proper it's a hard earned skill, I think. Right? It's not like okay, just coming or just click kiya, okay, done, khatam.
Yeah.
But I think that's the perspective people have in their mind.
Yes.
Which is I think very wrong.
Yes.
Because I know my brother, like he's a professional photographer as well, like you. So I know it's a very, very hard job.
Yeah.
Like proper lightings, it's very tough.
Yeah.
So
and I feel like a lot of photographers as well, they have this thought ki like, arey yaar, this AI and all is like, ruining our life. People think, but that's a wrong way to think as well, in my opinion. It's just my personal opinion. People can feel differently about this, but I feel like that's just helping you do your job faster and quicker. Right? It's just there. The tools are there to make your life easy. Okay? They're not there to replace you. It can never be replaced. Right? AI, like robots can maybe replace you, but human is still human. Like, and with photography, your skill and your creativity. Yeah. Because I can take a photo of you, anybody else can take a photo of you. How my photo looks and how their photo looks, it's definitely going to be different. Right? And which one you pick and why you pick that, that's where I stand out or that person stands out. You might like his photo better, you might like the way he showed your side profile or whatever, and you might not like the way I showed your side profile. But that's just how I see you. It's about how I look at things. Okay. Like this plant, whatever it is, I look at it like, okay, plant. But you might look at it like, oh, these are like, usko na leading lines kehte hain. So you might see it as a leading line. Aap iska aise photo le sakte ho. You don't know, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so see, like you just make anything a subject. So it depends on that. So everybody's thing differs.
It can be a good career, like for
it people, is a good career.
It is a good career as of now, because people are, and I've seen people getting it can take time once you start it. It's not gonna be like, okay, today you thought, okay, I want to be a photographer, and 6 months later, I'm not getting any gigs or I'm not getting anything.
It's a lot of hard work. You need to keep at it. You need to keep doing it every day, every weekend. You need to keep doing it.
Top 3 skills, good photographer, or I would change the question. Top 3 skills, the great legendary photographers, which as of now they have, like they are. What will be those top 3 characteristics or skills they have, which a person should look up for?
See, I do street photography.
Street photography.
Yeah, I like that's just street and cars and all of that.
You guys can see some photographers will be in the videos.
So I can, I only see, like there is a person called Steve McCurry.
Okay.
If I'm pronouncing his name wrong, purist photographer, sorry.
Okay.
But he's a street photographer and he's traveled the whole world taking photos. Okay, I don't know if I can say 3, but the one thing I really like about his photography is like every image he has tells a story.
Okay.
And you really need to be able to understand that story to really enjoy his photos. Does that make sense?
How a person can have that?
Okay, for example, I'll put it this way. Do you like cars?
Yeah.
Okay, if I give you a Ferrari, will you enjoy driving it?
Yeah.
Why? Because you've always like, oh, it's like a child like Ferrari. Yes. Yeah. You're so passionate about it. Like, wow, bro, iska power itna acha. Like you can actually feel it. You can actually feel it in a normal car as well, the power, if you change this.
Things as well.
But you really enjoy it. You really, like, you've researched about it. You've done so much. Like, oh, Ferrari mein itna speed hota hai. Wo sab, when you know more about it, or when you're able to see it in that perspective, you would appreciate it more. Or as a developer, or as this person, you might enjoy UX UIs of different applications more. So that's just how it is. So you really need to be interested in street photography to understand the stories he's trying to tell with his photos.
But how does that, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm a newbie photographer or a noob photographer, and
it just comes from within you.
Yeah.
But it's how not something you learn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been a photographer for more than a year, and I'm not able to get that, thing, or get that good photographers. I don't know how to put that. So if I want to improve now, what should I do?
You just have to find what really makes you tick. because like for me it's street photography, because I used to do so many different photographies before I found out that I'm interested in street photography.
What kind of photography are there in general? Like street, maternity,
wedding photography, real estate, cars, product, commercial. There's aerial photography.
Oh yeah.
I've done everything.
Okay.
I've tried to do everything.
Which photography has the most money? Like
Weddings
are
are really good money, and real estate photography is really good money. Real estate is, in my opinion, real estate is better than wedding.
What is the average like paid does that person get there usually?
Depends on how good they are. Average people charge like $300-400 an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
And for a couple of shots?
Like 35 photos.
35 photos.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it the same in India as well? Like typical?
I have no idea about India, how it works. But in India, wedding photography and all costs like 5-6 lakhs.
It's getting a really
for the whole
good
album. And like it's like a big business.
Pre-wedding and everything.
Yes.
Photography is getting hyped up, and because of all this social media things as well, now
people are getting really creative and
reels
you know,
Pura us chakkar mein, so now it's getting a really like in terms of paying, it's getting a little good. So okay, that's cool. I think so then in a nutshell, a person who wants to do or wants to improve their skills, it just there's something should be coming from within.
Yeah, you need to find what you're really passionate about. You have to try everything. You will definitely like something. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you. You can't force yourself to like you can't force yourself to do engineering, right? People do it, but still.
I'm saying from that perspective, a person is passionate, but he or she doesn't know, okay, what else I can do to improve, right? I'm taking good photographs, I'm doing all the hard work, but there are some, like in situation in life it happens, right? आप मेहनत कर रहे हो, आप सब कर रहे हो, but still you're not getting the results. From that perspective, I'm trying to understand. Okay,
that's when you put extra mehnat. No, I really believe in it. I genuinely believe in it. When you're doing so much and you're not like you don't give up. You still keep at it and you still put twice as the effort. It'll definitely work.
You did photography for Arjit Singh's event as well, or like one of the big events here?
Yeah, it was like a third party gig. Yes, yeah.
So, but you, like when Arjit came to Melbourne, like any other big celebrities or anything fancy photography you have done? You also do a cars?
Yeah, right? I do a lot of car, like for dealerships and stuff. I just went and asked them. I literally went and asked them, can I do photos for you? Like I got rejected like 100 different times.
Okay.
And one person gave me a chance, and then I kept doing it for the same person, and then.
No, tell me the whole process. Okay, what did you do for this? Is for car photography, right?
Yeah.
So you went to a person, or is it an agency?
I went to a car dealership. Either we have dealerships.
Okay.
So or showrooms, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
So there is a street in Richmond where there's like a lot of car shops. I just went into each and every shop and asked them, can I do photography for you? Or everybody rejected me. And then I went to a simple car shop, like a very normal, like nothing fancy, because the one I went to originally was all fancy car. So I went to a simple one, and then I said like, I want to do photography for you. And he was like, okay, we already have a photographer, we are good. I was like, no, I'll just take it now and I'll edit it and give it to you. Abhi like 1 घंटे में सब करके deliver कर दूंगा final product.
What tool do you use for editing?
Lightroom, Adobe Suite.
This is the good and best tools. See, that also you'll recommend to a newbie who wants to.
Yeah. So I said I'll do the whole thing for like $200 or $300 in 1 hour. And he really needed it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And he let me do it. And then he said like, okay. I said, if you like it, can I come again? He's like, he'll let me know. And then he didn't let me know.
Okay.
And I called him again.
Oh, okay.
And then he said like, okay, yeah, come again. And then that's just how it started. And then I started doing more work for him, and through him I got clients, and he took me to events and car shows and things like that. Yeah. So yeah, that's just how it developed.
I think the same process you have followed for the street photography, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
I followed this photographer in America called Alexander.
Okay.
तो उसका काम था, like he'll just go up to random strangers and ask, can I give you a photo shoot? For free, obviously, but random he would record random people on the street, but he would record the whole experience of course,
yeah.
and then before after photo लेते हुए सब कुछ वो record
Everything.
करेगा. So मेरे को वो करना था. And I have a lot of videos of me getting rejected as well. So it's not like, because I only posted videos where it actually worked, because I can't, like, what's the point of posting a video where I was rejected? There's no result to show there. Other than me getting insulted or whatever it is, or yelled at. So, but yeah, like I started going to strangers and asking them to take photos of them. At first I was very shy. I was very scared because they might think like, he's a creep. He might just take you. Because I was wanting to take pictures of women as well. And of course they would feel unsafe. Even guys would feel unsafe. Like, okay, why is he taking my photo? And so, but then I would show them my Instagram and show them that I am actually a photographer and I'm not some fake person or whatever who's trying to steal their identity. And then I would tell them, I will send you the photos via email or whatever, because I approached them in the most safe way I knew possible. Because मैं उनका number नहीं मांगता था, because people might feel unsafe. Yes, so I would ask them for their email. If they feel comfortable, they'll give me their Instagram without me asking. Or if they give me their email, I'll just email the photos.
How did you push yourself in those, like how do you deal with those rejections?
See, at the end it comes down to अगर आपको चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए. Whatever you're trying to do you want to do it or not? Because when I said like when it's not working out is when you try twice as hard. That's what I meant, because I have 10 videos of me getting rejected. I have 3 videos of people where I've actually 4. So look at the ratio. And
people thought, oh, Dharshan is like, oh yeah, how he's getting people, like all those things. But they don't know, okay, he's being rejected with 10 times already.
And Alexander guy, his entire feed is filled with only videos like that. So how many rejections has he faced? And that too, this is in New York where there's like, and he does it in the most busiest part of town, like kind of like CBD in Melbourne or like the central district or whatever, Times Square jasa, where there are a lot of junkies as well. He might even get punched at.
Oh yeah.
You never know. So I mean, luckily I didn't have such an experience to share, but still, like people see the 4 videos that are successful or good, or where it actually worked, but people don't know the 10 videos where I got rejected. I could have just given it up. I had no reason to do. उसमें मेरे को पैसा नहीं आ रहा था. I had nothing to gain. And
but that's actually, you know, it takes a lot of gut to do these kind of, you know, where you push yourself in the like events like this, push like street photography or anything. As you said, like you just went to the car dealers and asked for them, do you need a like photography of all those things? And that's a good way of looking things. So basically you are saying is, if you want that thing, you have to work hard.
Yes, because and it will automatically come to you. That's what I said. It will automatically, you need to find it or whatever. You'll realize it. I was really passionate about it. That's why I kept going and asking people. I was not passionate about event photography. That's why the day they dropped my lens, I stopped doing event photography. I'd only done like 3 or 4 events. It's not like I've done 100 events and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just done with it. Aisa nahi hai. And I didn't even know if I was really good at event photography at the stage when I dropped it. For all we know, I could have been the shittest photographer ever in event photography.
If you have continued on as
No, like at that stage. अगर आप मेरा photos देखोगे, आपको लगेगा अगर आप इवेंट फोटोग्राफर हो, you might feel like अरे ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है, like इतना क्या तू, you know, you were showing off or whatever. I don't know, but मेरे को उस दिन I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. And with this one, even after getting rejected, I was like, अरे एक और बार try करते हैं ना, चलो क्या हो जाएगा. Actually, so you need to have that. You will have that mindset for something you're really passionate about, or someone who you're really passionate for, or like passionate about. You like or something. Like that's just how it is. It's just very similar to love.
Okay, so any advice you wanna give in terms of photography, like maybe to yourself or people who starting and got stuck? Like for example, they are confused. Like okay, people are doing the event photography. Like what are the any suggestion you wanna give to them? Okay, start with this. You know, do this, buy this, whatever.
See, from my experience,
sorry.
No, it's okay. From my experience, I would just say like, because I've had experiences with people agreeing to something and then changing their mind in the end, and me not getting compensated for that. So I would just say like, make it very clear as to what you're gonna be doing there.
Be professional.
Be very, very professional. And just keep trying. Just no matter what, just keep trying. And trying. You'll definitely find what you're passionate about. And if that is not what you're in, like there is, because, and don't have a expectation, like if you're going to do something, do it because you want to do it, not because you want a certain result out of it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That is a very bad mindset to have, and I used to be one such person. That's why I am saying that. Never have, if you've already decided आपको यही outcome चाहिए उस situation से, and one, you're not ready to work for it, you're not ready to work for it, and like if you're just gonna give up, like और कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, but मैंने सोचा ऐसा हो जाएगा, वो वाले उसमें ना कभी जाना ही नहीं है.
It's a loop.
Yeah, it's just like Momaya. Yeah.
Okay, that's actually a good. Okay, and any two gadgets you wanna recommend to a new photographer? Any basic gadgets, like okay, Canon, any this camera, they know.
Nothing in particular. Like, look, it depends on what kind of photography you want to do. Because, for example, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's take that a question. Okay. As of now, what type of photography a person should start doing it in terms of, okay, it depends on the person, but if you want to give the advice, okay, this is like I know a wildlife photography is a very expensive thing.
Yeah.
You need a big proper you know, lenses and everything. That's I know because my cousin, he's a wildlife photographer. So what kind of types of photography a person should be in to when they are starting their career?
Just nature and like just everyday stuff. Like landscape, you can call it landscape. That is something you can just do. Take pictures of your friends, family. Like, of course, you all if you're watching it from India or here as well, you go out with your friends. Because I have friends who make vlogs of everything they just do. They don't have fancy cameras. They don't have anything. They just have the iPhones or whatever they bought themselves. So they just make videos out of it. I don't even know what software they use, and they open their YouTube channel.
Coming to that thing, Abe, what's the next big thing you see in photography is? What's the next thing? Like, I know in like 5 years ago, people who have started maternity, I know in India, they are doing pretty good. Is there any next thing in photography?
Real estate. I feel like in India, it's not as popular. I'm not sure. But in Australia, it's really underrated. But there's a lot of money to be made and there's a lot of creativity involved in it as well.
And actually, it's also a usual, like, because I know there's a lots of competition in events photography, like in maternity as well. But I think in real estate, it's getting a little, it's a new.
Yeah, it's still a space where you can grow and get in, and it's like get in early.
The next thing it would be.
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts on this photography topic? Like you wanna say, or is it like, okay, follow that person if you're a street photographer, or do this? No?
Follow me if you're a street photographer.
Follow him, guys, because otherwise, it would be it's a good thing because in photography as well.
If you watch the video till this point, you have to follow. कोई option ही नहीं है.
So, from your life, अभी तक की you have been to different countries, studied different cultures. What are the top 3 learnings from you? Like, if you just take a moment, think about those, okay, failures, rejections, and difficult, uncomfortable situation you've been through. And, cultural wise, anything, like any top 3 learnings you want to share with everyone. And, like just to motivate the viewers and from your different experiences.
See, the first thing I would say is, no matter what, just don't give up very easily. Because if you have gone to a different country or even a different city, or even like 3 streets away from your parents and you're living alone by yourself, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of courage to do that. It's not like only the people who are going abroad. Like, because it's like very romanticized, right? Like everybody who's going abroad, we've left our parents. Even people who are moving interstate, they're also leaving their parents. Kids who are going to boarding school, they're also leaving their parents. So it's this bullshit that only the people who are going abroad are suffering. ऐसा नहीं, कुछ नहीं. Okay, maybe they just have more benefits than the students who are moving abroad. I'm not saying the people who international students are bad or something. Don't get me wrong. Don't cancel us. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like everybody is having like that kind of like it takes a lot of courage to do it. So you've put that effort or whatever, you've taken that step to do that. It's like a very big thing to be proud of. So just keep at it, never give up. That is the first thing I would say. And the second thing is always embrace new things, accept new things. just don't be set in your ways.
Don't be rigid.
Yes, like if you want to practice that as your way, good, but be respectful to the others as well. Like उनको अगर like ऐसा dress पहनना है, पहनने दो. It's just their thing, right?
Just be open to.
Yes, just be open to new learnings, open to new cultures, new practices, new habits, and everything, because that way you will grow. You will grow better into a person. If you're just stuck in your own ways and you just rude and disrespectful to everyone, that's not gonna work. And the last thing is always practice gratitude. Always be grateful for what you have.
That's actually a
because
really good one.
Like since I was an international student, we came here with like obviously parents support and everything, but there was a stage when we didn't have anything. Now anywhere I want to go, I can go. Anything I want to buy, or maybe not anything, most of the things I want to buy, I can buy. And because it really, the one thing I always think is like the opportunities that I had, the the path that I took, the chances that I got, and the person that I am, and the things that I get to do. There is a person on the other side of the world, right, who is better than me at probably all of these things, and he's sitting in a refugee camp, thinking whether or not he'll ever go home at all.
True.
So why is it that I got the opportunity and not that person? So
you
just need to be grateful that I got to be here, sit here, and do whatever I am doing right now. And so you always have to be grateful. Because if you're not,
I think that's very well said. I also completely and 100% agree to the grateful, all the 3 points, but I like the grateful wala point as well, because if you are not grateful whatever you have achieved, you're not gonna I think being grateful is the first step of being happiness.
Yes.
Because otherwise it's not gonna be like, there's no end point, right? You achieve that's done. Okay, you're not, I want to have that. तो आप उसको जो मिल गया अभी उसके बारे में.
It's like a never ending loop. Because like वो पैसे, वो position, power, इसके पीछे ना कभी मत पड़ना चाहिए. Because one day you'll meet a person who doesn't give a shit about any of these things, and then you'll realize how low or poor you really are.
Because for that person he doesn't. I'm fine with that.
So
that's okay.
It'll be like a slap in the face which life will give you. Okay,
cool. On this note, any final thoughts you wanna say to just the audience? Any final thoughts?
Nothing. Just thank you for watching. If you watched till this part, I'm sure you would have. And thank you, Abhinay, for considering me intellectual enough to have me here. And our production team and our camera team and everyone. Parul and everyone. Thank you.
No, that means a lot, bro. You came and we talked about, and we'll obviously have so many.
Means sessions. A lot that you took my phone to record.
But still, why we'll do these more sessions. But this is specifically more about photography, and I hope people will watch till.
So there's more.
No.
So I need to buy more power banks.
There's more of. We'll have more conversation like this, and people who watch till end. I hope you guys have learned something out of this whole conversation. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for watching till the end. And I'll see you in the next
We thank
video.
our sponsors, Voria Polaris.